Hey everybody, I'm Erica and I am here with my very first BookTube video, and it is the BookTube Newbie Tag. So without further ado, I'm gonna jump right on into it and try and do this as quickly as possible. Question number 1, why did you start this channel? So I have been thinking about this for a long time. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I have even gone as far as to film a couple of videos, never posted them, but I did film them, and just chickened out. So recently I was talking to my brother-in-law and a friend of mine, and they were grilling me about why didn't I just go ahead and do it since it's something that I wanted to do. And I said that I'm pretty laid back and I just don't know how it's gonna work, and how obviously if you guys out there in BookTube would like me, or if you would think that I was boring or whatever. And they both said that that's excuses, and they're absolutely correct. So I said, well, I'll just go ahead and see what happens. So question number 2, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? What are some fun and unique things I can bring to BookTube? Hopefully, over the course of this channel, you will see my quirky personality, the side of me that my friends see. So hopefully that will happen sooner rather than later. And question number 3, what are you most excited for about this new channel? The thing that I'm most excited about is meeting new people and seeing what relationships develop through BookTube. Maybe doing some collaborative work at some point with other booktubers, and just enjoying the community, basically. Number 4, why do you love reading? Reading it's the only thing, at least for me, that can take me out of wherever it is I am right now. So if I'm not in the greatest of moods, I can pick up a book and be instantly lifted, be instantly transported to someplace else. It's the only thing that I can do immediately to say, meet new people. Sounds kind of weird, maybe, but meet new people, get to see different places, different cultures, how other people live, and things like that. So that is the one well, that's more than one, but that's why I love reading, because it just takes you away. It gives you a respite from whatever it is that you're going through at that moment, and it allows you to disengage from what is currently going on. So what's the next one? 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 5. What book or series got you into reading? Judy Blume got me into reading, and more specifically, Iggy's House. I remember my mom bringing this book home, and we started reading it together, and then I went off and I read it. I devoured this book. When I say I devoured Iggy's House, I probably locked myself in my room, in my bedroom, and just read this book. And I remember reading at some point, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret by Judy Blume. I've read, like, as a child, I read all of her books, and I have them still. So then, what questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? There are 3 questions, I think. How do you come up with content? How do you find time to film and edit your videos? And how do you build your audience? So those are the 3 questions I would ask my favorite booktubers. What challenges, this is number 7, what challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? Me being an introvert, for sure, definitely. That's going to be the hardest challenge for me to overcome, because I'm an introvert. I obviously don't put myself out there. That's going to be the hardest thing for me to overcome. Number 8, when did you start reading? Okay, so not a fan of this question because I've been reading ever since I can remember reading. So definitely when I could, obviously read a word, I've been reading. But when did I start reading on my own? Probably with this, Iggy's House. That's probably the first, at least that's the book that I remember reading. And this book actually had a huge, now that I think about it, I mean, it had a pretty big impact on me, and I didn't realize it until I was much older, how much Iggy's House actually resonated with me in my own childhood. So yeah, that Judy Blume, Iggy's House. Number 9, where do you read? I read at home, in my bedroom, in bed, for the most part. When I used to catch the train and or the bus to work, I used to read during my commute to and from work, but now I can't. I don't have public transportation where my job is. There's no public transportation, so I have to drive. So there is no like reading, and I'm not a big audiobook fan, so I don't usually do those, but there are times when I will pop in an audiobook and read that. And I try sometimes to read at work in the break room, but the break room can get pretty noisy. Always somebody in there that wants to have a conversation with you, even when you have your book open and it's obvious that you are trying to read, and they just want to have this conversation. That, anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. But yeah, I read at home in my bed for the most part. And finally, the last question, what kind of books do you like to read? I like to read mysteries, thrillers, crime, detective, that kind of thing, Scandinavian noir. I like to read hard-boiled things that are on the darker side. I have recently, over the past couple of years, rediscovered science fiction and fantasy. So I have gotten back into that. I also enjoy just regular fiction, contemporary fiction. I don't particularly care for romance, so I can pretty much say that romance you probably won't see on this channel. So I apologize to everyone that loves a good romance or just loves romance in general, but that is not my genre. So that's it for the BookTube Newbie Tag. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please click like, and if you would like to see more content from me, click subscribe. Thanks. Bye.